Friends, are you ready to have your mind freaking blown? Sit down for this one. You never can believe this. There are fragrances nowadays that are cheap, but they smell like stuff that's more expensive. It's never been done before. And today I've got for you guys 10 different fragrances of that ilk that'll blow your mind. They will leave you smelling like Bronan the Brobarian. Just absolutely fantastic. All of them linked in the description below. And we're gonna start off with this one right here. Just, this one, Liy Dah. What a name. The bottle looks like a trophy or a tower, like architecture. Every time I use this bottle, like I do some really childish joke, and I apologize. It's like the 12-year-old in me just comes out and it's like, look at that bottle. But I mean, it's, you know, it's kind of fancy. Got a good atomizer, you see that? That's a fantastic atomizer. It's really strong. And one thing that is happening more and more is clone brands are not doing direct one-to-one clones as much anymore. I mean, they're still doing that, but they're also doing more hybrids, you know, taking a couple fragrances, putting them together. They're doing more original creations. They're doing more fragrances that are taking something that's already in existence and then doing a big twist, you know, changing something in a big way to make it its own thing while still smelling similar to an original release. So there's a lot more of that going on, and this right here is one of those. This one is a hybrid, and of two kind of interesting fragrances that don't at first glance really have anything to do with each other. YSL Myself, Stronger With You Intensely. Those two fragrances kind of worked together. That's what this one is similar to, leaning more toward the myself side of things, but with having that Stronger With You Intensely DNA worked in kind of underneath, giving you a little more warmth, a little more sweetness, instead of just coming across straight up like a, you know, Clean Clothing Orange Blossom vibe like myself has. Quality here, fantastic. Really good performance. As you just saw, one of the best atomizers in the entire fragrance industry on a cheap fragrance from Arabiyat Prestige. Solid scent, great release, extremely versatile, big compliment for pretty much everything that you would want in a fragrance, and a bottle that will draw attention on your shelf. This is like the only fragrance that you have, and you have it turned this way where you can't read the name or anything like that, and this is just the only one on your dresser. Somebody walks in and they're like, bruh. What, man? It's a fragrance. Come on, guys. It looks like a normal bottle. I swear I'll stop. I'm gonna stop. The next one is a little dinky baby bottle. This one is called Capricorn, part of the Genesis line by French Avenue. They dropped all of them at once, man. The whole astrological calendar, just everything dropping on us. So whatever your sign is, they got one for you. Capricorn here is perfectly suited for fall and wintertime use. It is rich, smoky, deep, reminiscent of Baby Cat and also By the Fireplace. Once again, not the same as either one of those, but could remind you of both of those. It's kind of like playing in between the two, you know? It's like a little this, a little that, put it together and we got something new. You do have to enjoy some incensey, smoky vibes to your scent or else you're not gonna like this one. I already brought that up, but I wanna reiterate that because you get it as soon as you spray this one on. As it dries down, some Gaiac wood, which really helps reinforce that kind of smoky aspect. Also some vanilla as well. And in terms of quality here versus your more typical alternatives or fragrances that you would enjoy if you enjoy By the Fireplace, this one is far above pretty much everything else. And price-wise for this one, you're looking at about 40 bucks at JOMASHOP. But do you know how you can make it even less at JOMASHOP? And here they are. You can use these within the JOMASHOP app to save yourself some money if you're shopping for some fragrances. Also have some codes for Gift Express, the Perfume Box, Frag Flex, and many other stores. So anytime you're shopping there, use those codes, save yourself some money. Need a little more color going on with these bottles. So how about this one? Odyssey Artisto by Armaf. This Odyssey line continues to impress, continues to grow. This one is the red edition. Every single one of these Odysseys is the something edition, which I kind of like. It's nonsensical in a way, but it's just kind of funny. If everything's an addition, nothing is an addition. So even though this one is an extremely red bottle with the red edition and everything else, the fragrance is not red. It's actually in a similar style to Jean Paul Gaultier's Le Beau. Great sweetness, extremely appealing, massive compliment puller like the whole Le Beau line really is. So you've got tropical fruits in here, you have coconut as it dries down, you've got vanilla, tonka, amber, a little bit of citrus off the top as well. Only issue with this one is it's sometimes sold out at discounters because it does appear to be pretty popular in the sense that it's there, it's gone, it's there, it's gone. So if you're looking for this one, it may be one of those ones that you have to kind of keep your eyes open for and scoop up when it's available. And like Le Beau, this one you could wear spring, summer, fall, and really, you could pull it off during winter as well if you wanted something with a little more freshness to it, because it does have enough sweetness that you can pull it off when it's cold outside. What is that? Oh, it's just a dent to my table. I kept like, go off my table. It's a dent. How did I get that? Surely not by throwing and dropping bottles on this table. The next one is this one, Soprano Ice by Dumont. Technically, I guess it's by Panucci, which is, it's just Dumont. So this is another newer release. This one $39.99, unless you use that code for the perfume box. Remember, I just talked about that. And this is another fragrance that is not a one-to-one. It's gonna remind you of the Y line of fragrances by Yves Saint Laurent. To me, it's a little more reminiscent of Y Elixir. That's the one, if I were gonna pick only one from that line, it would be that one. But it's also gonna share similarities to some of the other Y fragrances as well. So if you key in on particular aspects of this scent, then you might say, nah, not Y Elixir. It reminds me more of this over here. And that's fair enough, that's fair enough. But just keep in mind, essentially, it's the long lost flanker in the Y line. So it's gonna have that Y familiarity, you know, it's gonna fit right in there. Not the exact same as any of them necessarily, which is why I say kind of a long lost flanker. If Y had released this as like a reintroduction of Y Eau Fraiche, that would have made sense. Really fresh when you spray this on, nice zinginess. The ginger really grabs attention along with a fruity sweetness. It does have more of a fruit forward lean than most of the other Y fragrances, the way it comes across. Super attention grabbing when you first spray it on, great performance. And the big trick here is as it dries down, incense comes out more and more and more and more. And it's one of those fragrances that does a big change. So when you first smell it, you're like, oh, this is gonna be, you know, a bubblegum fruit blue fragrance, you know, really sweet, but also fresh. And that's pretty much what it's gonna be. So when that incense comes in as it dries down, it switches things up. It gives it a slightly classier touch as it hits that dry down. Great performance, as I mentioned. Really good quality too for the price point. Stuff is great. Just as good as Nitro Red. And actually for my taste, I like this one more. Now the next one is this right here, Maison Alhambra Your Touch Oud. So, the fragrance, actually really solid. It's a clone of Stronger With You Oud, in case you couldn't tell by the name and all that stuff, but my bottle has a leak. So I'm not gonna spray this one right now because pretty much every time I spray this, it starts just gushing from underneath the collar of the bottle. So right here, right there, if I go ahead and spray this right now, it's gonna start just leaking out, which is unfortunate because the fragrance is great. For the price point, gets you really close to Stronger With You Oud. It's just my bottle is dysfunctional. So as long as you get a good bottle, you'll be set. You'll have something that during fall, winter, you can wear easily. It's gonna give you that oud touch, so a little darker than a standard Stronger With You fragrance, but still has that same kind of mass appeal. Has good performance and everything. The atomizer is actually really good. It's a pressurized atomizer. It's just, mine is crimped like crap, essentially. And I will say that Maison Alhambra, I seem to get more dysfunctional bottles when I buy Maison Alhambra fragrances versus when I buy like anything else. Even Lattafa, like Lattafa has been fine, but Maison Alhambra, a lot of the times they're just kind of, and that could just be me being unlucky. You know, that's entirely possible. But there have been, I think, like 3 or 4 bottles, not a huge amount, but like 3 or 4 bottles over the last 4 years from Alhambra that have been that leak everywhere. I don't know. Yay. Next one I want to share with you is from Montagne. It's called Wajan. Yeah, they changed one letter I guess that's good enough. So it's Wajan, spelled W-A-J-A-N. You can see here, nicely matured. Fragrance has darkened up a little bit since I first got it. Obviously, it's a clone of Wajan by Parfums de Marly. It's like one dude out there like, that makes sense. Oh, yeah, of course. I didn't know. I was like, W-A-J, what is he talking about, this guy? Got a few notes on the front here, cinnamon, amber, vanilla, which, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much the main stuff that you want to get there, right? Oh, dude, that is stupid good. I mean, it was good initially, but it is like 50,000 times better now. And look, I understand that it sucks to get in a clone fragrance and let it sit. Like, that sucks. It's, you know, realistically, that shouldn't be a thing. And there are a lot of clone fragrances that, yeah, you get them in, you spray them, they're great initially, but there are some that suck. You get them in, you spray them on, they're trash. And then you come back however much longer, you know, a week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, and suddenly it's like, oh, this is what it should have been to begin with. This one was not awful initially, but when I tell you it is like 10 times better now, it is so much better. It is sticky, sweet, it's edible, it just smells magnetic. You want this. Like when you smell it, it's like a cartoon, like Looney Tunes, and there's like the little scent trails in the air and you're like floating by your nose, you know, following it, just floating in the air. That's how this stuff smells. Fantastic. Absolutely crushes smelling similar to Wajan with great performance, sticky sweetness, warm spices, just absolutely fantastic. So if you ever get this one in, or for some reason you have this in and you sprayed it and you thought that's okay, and you set it to the side, if you go back to it, it's got this nice patina, like this color right here, spray that on. Got a new Armaf right here. This is Ombre d'Or. Ombre d'Or. I like the bottle. It looks good. It looks nice. We put some thought into it. So you've got the, you know, the glass outer that's see-through, it's clear. And then on the inside, they have this cool design where it's like a gold flake with black paint. Looks good, looks classy. Cap has a similar aesthetic on top. And then also it is magnetic. So I appreciate it. I mean, it looks good, like it looks classy. You could see this with a normal designer release. You wouldn't think twice about it. It's just as good. Fragrance itself is irisy, saffron-y, actually more saffron than iris. The iris though is still very noticeable alongside that saffron. It's just when you first spray it on, I get a little more of that saffron pop. Also has some incense, woods as it dries down, touch of florals as well. And it smells similar to crystal saffron, and also, you know, a little similar at times to Ganymede. Not directly to Ganymede. And by that I mean it's not a clone of Ganymede. Just when you spray that one on, you know, that sort of metallic minerality that it has, there's some of that going on here as well. But again, crystal saffron, what this is closest to, also has drawn comparisons to Ganymede. So yeah, makes sense. So great quality with this one, really well done, fantastic looking bottle. The next one is Marwa by Arabiyat Prestige. And once again, with the Arabiyat Prestige, check the atomizer. I need this to become a thing where every brand is like, okay, I guess that's just what we're doing now. We're doing the powerful atomizers. Yes, you are. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Woo! A little bit soapy at first, strong, powerful. Smells similar to Imagination from Louis Vuitton, especially the longer it stays on. It gets closer and closer. Really nice citrus in here, attention grabbing, as you would expect of an Imagination style fragrance. Has that little bit of tea in there as well. And there are a lot of Imagination style alternatives on the market, just like a bunch, which makes sense. It's an expensive fragrance that people really enjoy. They want to smell similar to, but a lot of people don't have that money because LV is just gonna absolutely annihilate your pocketbook. This is easily one of the best Imagination alternatives on the market when you're talking about the price, the quality, performance, everything else. You just have to be aware that that first 5 minutes or so, if you're doing a direct side-by-side, you'll be like, okay, yeah, similar to Imagination, kind of in the same vibe, but what's up with that, that soapiness? You know, it's different. But then once it settles, it gets a whole lot closer, and at that point, you're good to go. This next one looks apocalyptically cheap. To me, this is like Dollar Tree when you see it. That sounds harsh, doesn't it? But I mean, you know, let me know what you think. I don't know. Al Watania Eternal Fayyad. It does, you know, just look a little stock bottle-ish, you know. But I scooped this one off Fragrance Buy because it was on there as Stronger With You Parfum Twist. I think that's what it said, Stronger With You Parfum Twist. Might have just said Stronger With You Parfum, but one of those. And yeah, that's what it is, Stronger With You Parfum. A surprise. The quality is higher than you would expect when you take a look at that bottle. Take a look at that bottle, you're thinking bad thoughts, bad thoughts. Spray it on though, and you get that Stronger With You blast right away. As you would expect from a Stronger With You Parfum clone, it's gonna be a little bit deeper, slightly more mature than Intensely or even Absolutely. Actually, Absolutely is probably the one that Parfum is closest to. Stronger With You Parfum also, to me, sometimes has like a barbecue kind of smell in the background. Like after you smell the fragrance, you're like, what is that? Is that barbecue? Somebody got wings? This one does not have as much of that. This one leans a little bit more toward the, like the warm chestnut kind of side. And we will complete today's video with 9 p.m. Elixir. That's right, you thought you could go a whole video with no elixir? Elixirs are everywhere now. They control the government. The elixir controls the world. I'm just playing Elixir. Don't come after me. I did not give away your secret. So 9 p.m. Elixir, this guy right here, basically came up out of nowhere. It was just like, oh, here it is. Enjoy. Ooh. Continues to get better, continues to mature. It smells similar to Le Male Elixir Absolute, which is over here somewhere. It does have a nice sweetness to it, warm, spicy, very sexy. Great performance as well. Only potential drawback with this one is that where it's new, it's going for a little bit more than it's going to a month or two from now. It's that typical kind of deal with big name clone lines, you know, they drop for like 50 bucks and then a couple months later you're like, oh, now it's 35. So if you don't want to drop the full price right now on this one, you can wait a little bit, it'll drop down a little further, then you can scoop it for less. But regardless, even at 50 bucks, it's a steal. So there we go, guys, 10 different fragrances, especially at their price points that are absolutely killer. And if some of these drop down even further, they're really killer, like Patrick Bateman style or something, I don't know. Thank you guys for hanging with me. Stay safe out there, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys.